I told you about 3 times that won't fuck with me, right? Umbrella. I'ma run it up and up and up. 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 Big brella grind until I build it up. Shawty private purpose like it's Eminem. Sliding through your city, you gon' live and learn. She gon' let me fuck cause I'm a living legend.
And legends we are. M Sports Broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen, the originals. Back again. Tell a friend, tell a friend. We are talking about the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, and the decisions that he's been making. Who's going to be his next opponent? We're going to discuss it. Rumors are all over the place. We know who he should be fighting, who has been his mandatory for the last 2 years. We're going to talk about it. I'm your host, Classic, and I'm rocking with my dog.
No soul, Casey and no soul. Back in the building. Mr. Hibachi back again to cook up.
Yeah.
Souffle. My dog. Let's go. Hey. We got Benavidez.
Yeah.
About to fight 175-pounder. I don't even know dude's name, to be honest. I heard he got.
Come on, man. Alexander Volzik, man.
Alexander
Volzik. Don't do that.
So, from what I hear, better be retired him for 4 years. Came back for 3 tomato cans and is back to fight against the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. My boy Canelo, face of boxing, about to jump back in the ring. I think on the Mayo weekend. Opponent, still to be determined. We have our inclinations, you know what I mean? We have an idea who we think it could be, but who knows, man? He's liable to put a head out the hat, grab it out the hat, and fight any old joker. You know what I mean?
Any old joker will do, huh?
Any old joker will do for the face of boxing. You know what I mean? Eat a quick 35 million off the top.
Hey, it's so funny. It's so funny when the fighters change, right?
So let me tell you what.
Hold up.
What I've been hearing. Hold on, cause we gotta go straight into this.
All right.
So what I'm hearing, what I done heard, David Benavidez Sr. David was in negotiations with Manguia. Then he gets a call. Canelo team wants to negotiate with David. They told David, yeah, you could get the fight, but you got to take the mandatory minimum, $5 million. That's it. Benavidez, Senior and his team, they said, told Sam, said, get this nigga whatever we want. We just want to make the fight. We just want the opportunity. Give them whatever they want. Basically, call it Canelo's bluff.
Yeah.
They tell him that. They know they don't hear back from Canelo. You know what I mean? Now, you know the Benavidez, they ain't going to sit here just waiting. You know what I mean? They ain't on that. They ain't going to sit here waiting for nobody. They've been moving and shaking how they moving and shaking. You know what I mean? So that's how they moved on to your boy. What's his name again?
Alexander Volzik.
Alexander Volzik. You know what I mean? That's how they moved on to him to 175. And to, unbeknownst to Benavidez Sr., they didn't even know the man was managed by Eddie Reynoso. So the boy, they feeling kind of a little bit bamboozled. Like what? Are they sending their little, you know what I mean? That little soldier to come test my dog out? See how he really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before they like Canelo get to him. But the Benavidez, man, they want to fight.
They want to fight.
They're willing to take the minimum. What a real fighter would do for the opportunity to beat the main man. You understand me? What Shakur should have did against that.
But look what it gets you, though, Los. Look what it gets you.
So you could go out there and prove you the man. So you could be the man that beats the man. You know what I mean? So that you could get that torch. You could snatch that torch from that boy. You understand me?
Yeah, but look what it gets you, though. You said David Benavidez has made it clear plenty of times that he's willing to take whatever. He wants the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez because he's that confident that he will beat him. And then he will get the accolades and he will be able to move forward with bigger checks. So he's willing to take it. So for them to even offer him the $5 million was asinine because he will take it, bruh. Because he's that supremely confident in himself.
They try to call his bluff and dude took the bluff. He ain't fall for the Okie. You know what I
mean?
But
let's talk about.
Come on, I ain't gonna sit here and play with you. Come on, I'll take the $5 million. Let's go.
Yeah. But let's talk about that real quick.
That probably scared him.
Let's talk about it real quick though, man. Because what you said, who is Alexander Volzdik?
Who is he?
Alexander Volzdik is the guy that dethroned long reigning champion Adonis Stevenson. Retired him. Remember, he put him in critical condition where he had the brain bleed and all that stuff. He's no longer able to fight. And we always say we want these fighters to do the right thing and fight the toughest fights, right or wrong.
Right.
Okay, Alexander Volzdik didn't do that. He didn't go on a world tour and milk the belt and fight a bunch of contenders and pretend that Benavidez wasn't on the same promotion that he was on. Cause remember, he was a top ranked fighter and he was a mandatory, so he went over and he took the belt from the PBC fighter, right?
Right.
And he wasn't acting like, you know what, this ain't a fight that I want. No, he jumped right into the Benavidez fight, unification fight, and got knocked off. And the thing about it is, yeah, he retired because he's a light heavyweight. He probably doesn't see himself fighting the cruiserweight division. He probably can't make 168. So he's a light heavyweight. And to give you guys a little backstory, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they don't pay attention to the sport like some people do. And they don't retain information like some people do.
Oh, of course.
Okay? Alexander Volzdik lost to Benavidez before in the amateurs and got stopped. So if this guy just stopped you, and he is clearly he's clearly the best light heavyweight in the world, and you want to be the best, and it's a realization that you are not the best, you're gonna be discouraged. Possibly was a little depressed and stepped away from the sport. But he is an Olympian. He is a former champion. And the light heavyweight division is thin. Right or wrong?
Very thin.
Very thin. Very top heavy. You got the two champions. They're in a collision match that's going to take place later on this year. So all the belts are tied up. Who are the other light heavyweight contenders that you see that David Benavidez could possibly fight? Just give me some names.
Not Manny Yard.
Okay.
Maybe a Marcus Brown.
Okay, your Marcus Brown's have fought in like 2 years.
Shit. Come back for that check.
Buatsi. But let's just keep it real, Los.
Joe Smith.
Okay. That's possibly going to be a fight that might be entertained later on. But let's just keep it real right now.
Maybe a Callum Smith.
Do you think that Callum Smith, Buatsi, or Anthony Yard would take a Benavidez fight right now?
Yes, of course.
No, they would not, bruh.
Yeah, of course they would.
They contact Queensberry and say, yo, let's get Yard. They're going to give excuses. They're going to say, nah, man, Yard trying to fight Buatsi.
Lions in the comp?
They're not going to, they're not going to, bruh.
Lions
This is what
in
people,
the comp.
this is what people always make it seem like David Benavidez' management didn't try to make a lot of big fights for them. For him and Caleb Plant. Do remember, when Caleb Plant was the IBF champion and David Benavidez was the WBC champion, they tried to sign Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders when they were free agents. They could have came over, right? Because remember, when Billy Joe won the WBO title, he was with Frank Martin. Frank
Warren.
Frank, the Queensberry promoter.
Frank Warren.
Speak louder, yo. You're a little bit low.
Frank Warren.
So he tried they tried to sign Frank Warren, and Billy Joe Saunders, and they were unsuccessful. They tried to sign Callum Smith when he was a free agent, and they were unsuccessful. They wanted to go to a Matchroom where they can get slim picking fights.
Not that. Come on, man. Don't do that. That's what they.
Come on, bro. Man. When they were trying to sign Callum Smith and Billy Joe, the offer was Benavidez and Caleb Plant, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to serve them up. Them niggas ain't stupid. Trying to serve them up to your top Americans. Nigga to get beat.
So they wanted the easy route.
No, they don't want easy route. Them niggas prize fighters, bro. So they want to make the most money they can make. So why I'm gonna go over there, play the B side of your top fighters, get paid B side money, and I could be over here on this side of the pond, go fight in Wembley, go fight in these big ass arenas in the UK.
What Wembley? Then them niggas ain't fighting no Wembley, bro.
Them niggas getting paid though.
They fought Canelo. Money. They got the Canelo fight.
They get exactly A side. They getting A side money for them.
Okay, but they got a Canelo fight
because those fighters they in the prize fight business. They're not gonna go sign over there at PBC. Y'all could serve them, so PBC could serve them up and get beat.
But how is they serving them up, nigga? You're world champion. You just won the Super 6. How are we serving you up to Caleb Plant and Benavidez? You can't beat Benavidez and Caleb Plant?
No. Can't beat them boys. You crazy? And they got more leverage if they over there, you know what I mean, with a UK-based promotion that could lure them over there to come fight. Or if you want me to come across that water, you got to pay me. So them boys make small business.
No, the contract was very lucrative. Remember, this was when PBC and Matchroom was spending money like crazy competing with each other. Top Rank sat back.
So what do you think they got? So you think they took less money to stay over there?
I'm not saying they took less money, but the money was good.
It was good.
The money was good.
But the Matchroom money was great. Queensberry money was great.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. The Matchroom money was easy. The Matchroom money was easy because what did Callum Smith get?
Great.
What did Callum Smith get?
I could make the same amount of money that PBC was paying me. Go over there and fight across that water.
To fight champions.
And they fought champions.
What champions Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith fought?
It is Canelo Alvarez.
Callum Smith fought Canelo Alvarez. He was the champion. Right?
And he just fought Benavidez.
Hold up. Callum Smith was a champion.
Yes.
Right? He fought Canelo Alvarez, who was not a champ. Right? Canelo fought him and then brought in the WBC belt when David Benavidez lost his belt on the scale when he was the first fight for the PBC out of the pandemic.
When you fight Canelo, you're not fighting it for the belt. You're fighting it for the check. You know this.
But that wasn't on the table at the time, though, Los.
The check was always on the table.
When they signed, hold up. When they signed, when Callum Smith re-signed with Matchroom, Canelo Alvarez was not an option. He was still a middleweight. When he signed with Matchroom, he chose to sign with Matchroom instead of fighting champions. Caleb Plant was a champion. Benavidez was a champion. Right? Billy Joe Saunders wasn't even on Matchroom. He was with Frank Warren. And he wasn't even a WBO champ at the time. Right? Callum Smith went and fought John Ryder in a fight that he should have lost. John Ryder beat the shit out of him, dominated him. Easy fight to score. You could be blind as fuck and score that fight. But yet they gave it to Callum Smith. So that was a fight that Callum Smith chose to do instead of going across and fighting Caleb Plant and possibly David Benavidez. So you're telling me he didn't have confidence in himself because the money was lucrative. The opportunity was there. Don't do that.
No, you don't do that. Stop acting like you don't know what the hell going on. Stop that. You want everybody to come sign the PBC. That's
no. But when it makes sense,
it did not make sense. No, it did
you're
not
a champion.
No, it didn't make sense. No, they're not American fighters. No, it didn't make sense. They stayed over there. They did not get the big fights. Did Conor Smith not get the Canelo fight?
He got a Canelo fight.
Okay, mission accomplished. What are you talking about? Did Billy Joe not get the Canelo fight?
He got a Canelo fight.
Okay, mission accomplished. What are you talking about? They
So
both
they
got
couldn't have
bigger,
got the-
bigger. They both got, and I bet they both got more paid than the Americans got paid to fight Canelo. So
Than
what are you
Caleb
talking
Plant?
about? Then Caleb Plant.
You think Billy Joe Saunders got more money? You hold on. Let's talk real talk now. You think Billy Joe Saunders got more money than Caleb Plant when Caleb Plant's pay-per-view did $800,000 and he got $10 million guaranteed? You think Billy Joe Saunders got more than Caleb Plant when their shit didn't even crack 6?
Billy Joe got $8 million.
Caleb Plant made more money than all them motherfuckers, bruh. Facts.
Probably, but $8 million is good money.
But it's neither here nor there. Canelo Alvarez has a mandatory fight with David Benavidez. Why is this fight so difficult to make? Why is he holding the belt hostage, bruh? David Benavidez has wanted this fight for quite some time now. Face your fears, bruh. This shit shouldn't be that difficult, man. But what was David Benavidez's father saying again?
He was saying that they was in negotiations with Canelo. Well, they were in negotiations with Munguia, and they got the call about Canelo. Canelo offered him the minimum, $5 million. And
to try to discourage it. You're
And
offering David Benavidez, which everyone knows this is the biggest fight in boxing, bruh. This fight will move more numbers. This fight will do more numbers than any other fight that I think you can make in the United States. Right? This is the biggest North American fight that can be made, bruh. And you're offering this motherfucker $5 million, bruh. Right or wrong, his management probably told him, listen, bruh, I know you want this fight. You probably told him, yeah, but nah. This ain't right. This ain't right, bruh.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. Okay, so there goes more news. Yeah,
but all this is rumors.
Hold on.
Even when you told me to, it's still a rumor.
Okay, but it's out the horse's mouth. So they
No, but it's still a rumor though, because Eddie Reynoso just said that they never.
Okay, so rumor has it is.
Okay.
They were, like you said, PBC was offering Canelo a 2-fight deal. Charlo, $45 million. Canelo to fight Charlo, $45 million, and to fight David Benavidez, $55 million.
Okay.
Right. He chose to go his 2-fight or 3-fight deal. He fought Jamal, and he still got 2 more. But they were offering a 2-fight deal, $45 million to fight Charlo, and then $55 million to fight Benavidez.
What, for the next 2 fights?
2-fight deal.
What are you talking about? 2-fight deal? He signed a 3-fight deal.
They were offering him a 2-fight deal.
Are you saying his next 2 fights? This is what they're offering him?
Nah, they were offering him before.
Oh, before? Yeah. Yeah, we know that.
They were offering him before.
Yeah, this is before Jamal went into this complete hiatus and this complete meltdown where he just can't stay focused. And I'm gonna tell you some real shit too, Los. Like me and you were talking off camera, and we were saying that people are giving Jamal a lot of slack, right? A lot of flack, I should say, because of how he's been conducting himself out there, right? But we live in a social media era. People seem to not be understanding that. You remember what Mike Tyson was doing when he was out of camp, when he wasn't fighting? You remember like things that Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard was doing when they were not in camp fighting?
See, but the difference is between them and Charlo is
No, I'm not giving no excuse. I'm not excuse.
I ain't making an excuse. But the only difference
I don't want the fight. Let's just be clear. I don't want the fight.
The difference is them boys still fought. You know what I mean? Them boys were still fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was Wilder, a bunch of other fighters that we don't even know or that we think was squeaky clean and all that. They was Wilder, but they was still fighting.
Yeah.
And that's what will keep them in line. And that's what the trainers would do. Promoters would do. They know these fighters was wild. So what they do, they kept them active.
Kept them busy.
You know what I mean? Kept them busy.
Yeah.
And that's the backlash. That's the criticism that the PBC gets because they don't keep their fighters busy.
But a lot of
maybe
the fighters,
maybe if they kept their fighters busy, Jamal wouldn't be going through these things because he would be in camp. You know what I mean? He would be getting clean. You know what I mean?
So are we going to pretend that a lot of these fighters don't get contracts?
Maybe Broner wouldn't be going.
I'm saying though, are we gonna pretend that a lot of these fighters don't get contracts that they do turn down?
Man, these niggas is prize fighters, man. They
but I'm saying though,
make money, make fights.
You telling me that these guys don't turn down fights?
If they turn down fights, it's because back in the day you wasn't allowed to turn down fights, bro. You know what I mean? You either fighting this dude or you getting shelved. And you ain't getting no check. You know what I mean? These dudes, they prize fight, they here to fight. You tell them, yo, yeah, the two fighters got to agree to fight, and it's up to the fighters to fight. But at the same time, too, you tell them, yo, you got to fight. You finna fight this dude on this date. Let's go.
But Los, talk to me now, man. I know you a Canelo fan, big time.
Look, let me tell you this.
Supporter. Do you think he's ducking David Benavidez? Just don't do it. Come on, I love you, bro. I just want you to keep it real with me. I'll tell you right now, Tank don't want to fight Haney, bro. I'm a Tank fan. I love Tank. He don't want to fight Haney, right? Haney has grown out of the division. He's too big for the division. David Benavidez can make weight.
It's hard for me to believe that the man want to duck, that he don't like. It's hard for me to believe that he's scared of Benavidez. But for some reason, they're not making a fight. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know. They're not making a fight.
If the rumor is true, right, that Jose Benavidez's father just said, right, that they offered David Benavidez $5 million, right, without even negotiating or even trying to get the offer up a little bit, is the biggest fight in the game. So not only is it the biggest fight in the game that could exceed 1.5 million pay-per-view buys, so that means Canelo would make excess of over $100 million for that fight. Possibly.
She could make $80 million for sure.
What's going on, bruh?
I don't know, man.
Come on, bro. We gotta keep it a buck, bruh. Like, this man is in your division. You don't want to fight him? Fine. But don't keep the division stagnated. Drop the belts. We could have got David Morrell and David Benavidez. We could have got Jamal Charlo fighting for a belt, and then a unification fight. We could have got so many fights in this time that he's just been holding on to the belts, fighting Triple G a third time. No one wanted that fight. Fighting
how many pay-per-views that did?
Like 500,000 or some shit like that.
So nobody wanted to fight for 500,000.
I mean, it has name recognition, but it was definitely a drop off from the 1 million, the 1 million that the other two fights did. Did half the buys.
Still a whole lot of buys.
Then you fight Jamel. You guys didn't even sell the fight, and it still did 600 plus, but you didn't sell the fight.
So that was Jamal's fault.
That was Jamal's
He
fault.
get beat.
That was Jamal's fault. He should have stepped up and sold the fight. He left a lot of money on the table by trying to be
Of course he did. Especially
cool, calm, and collective.
For the performance. Nah, man, he ain't fooled me. He didn't want to pump it up. He didn't want a million people to see him put on that bullshit performance. He know he was going to put on that bullshit performance. And he didn't want a million people to see that. He was hoping the least people saw that as possible. And he done went and hit away. And niggas ain't heard from Charlo since. Since. He done shaded through shade, try to hit on Earl on the All Access. You know what I mean? At least Earl went out on his shield. He ain't go out on his shield. Earl got more respect for his ass whooping he took against Bud versus the ass whooping Charlo took. You know what I mean?
Against Canelo. But what's going on though, man? Like the Mexican American monster, the Grim Reaper of the 168 division. The only person calling David Benavidez out is David Morrell.
So why he don't fight him?
And to be true, I'm gonna keep it real. He's in a position right now to fight for all the belts. That's like a 60-40 fight. Maybe 50-50.
I'm gonna tell you this. And this is why
that's the most dangerous opponent out there in the 168 pound division for David Benavidez. I'm gonna keep it real.
Look, and David understands that, and that's why David isn't going as hard on Canelo, because he understands the position David is in with Canelo is the same position Morrell is on David. So he understands. Remember, and that's why he switched his stance on David. Because there was a time where he was calling for the David Morrell fight. Then after he beat Caleb Plant, he's like, wait, man, hold up, man. Hold up. I done put all this work, nigga. I've been a professional 10 years, been rocking shit, killing shit. Come to this young buck try to come take my spot. And he still got work to do. He ain't beat nobody.
So Lowe's, why can't Canelo just drop some of the bells, bro? Drop the bells, bro.
Yeah, like, I don't know. You got to DM and ask him.
Do you run? Do your cherry picking. Fight who you want to fight. You gonna get some money.
Hey, but you
can't hold on to the belts and then act like you fighting the top contenders, bro.
I'm gonna tell you this.
That shit ain't right, bro.
He ain't doing nothing different than Mayweather did. The only difference is
Mayweather didn't hold on to belts.
He didn't hold on to the belts.
Fair, that's fair. Keith Thurman was able to get belts and build a name and build a reputation.
You see,
Sean Porter was able to build a name, build a reputation.
Check this out.
Devin, all these guys were able to live.
Check this out, though. This is the thing, though. Mayweather did that, right? But he did it for a different reason. Because he didn't want to be held to no mandatories or none of that shit, right? And fighters, they ain't care. They got to fight for the belts and all that. Yeah. But the difference with Canelo is you don't hear none of these fighters crying about the belts. You don't hear none of these fighters activating their mandatories. None of that. Why?
It's all politics, man. You know that. They can activate all they want, bro. It doesn't matter. I tell you that all the time.
But they're not. And why? Because they want that check. And they don't want to eliminate themselves from the opportunity of getting that check from Canelo. And that's what it's about. If you ask them what they want, that payday for Canelo or Canelo's belt, I don't even have to ask you where they're going to choose.
Of course they want
that payday.
They want his head on the mantle.
That payday going to trump that shit all day, every day.
Yeah, the payday. They want the payday. But for David Benavidez, clearly he doesn't care about the payday. He just wants the opportunity to get the head on the mantle and be able to move forward knowing that you were the guy that knocked Canelo Alvarez out. That's what he feels in his mind, that he's going in to fight. That's what he wants to do, is to knock Canelo Alvarez out. And Canelo Alvarez knows that. But because he's holding on to the belt, he's putting himself in a precarious situation to where everyone knows David Benavidez has been your mandatory for 2 years. And you will not give this nigga the opportunity, bro.
He hasn't activated it once. He could take Canelo to court right now.
Come on, bro. You think if David Benavidez went to Mauricio right now and activated that shit, let's say he activated that shit 6 months ago, you think they was gonna do anything about it? You said it yourself. That these sanctioning bodies, they want to be in the Canelo business.
They do. He could go to court.
They're gonna push him to the side.
Nah, what
his management is probably pushing him to the side.
This is what Canelo do, and they know exactly. They all in cahoots, like I told you before. They all in it, so none of them is gonna push Canelo. And WBC, they have it out. You push Canelo, Canelo's gonna go to franchise champion. I don't even know if they still even doing that.
Nah, they're not doing that no more. That shit was a fucking joke.
Yeah, niggas dead at that, but they'll do it again for Canelo.
That shit was a straight joke. That shit was created for Canelo to duck. Charlo at the time when he was cornered in. I'm not saying that. I mean, he was afraid of Charlo. He just didn't want to go through those fights.
And he won Charlo now. Then what happened?
Of course he wants Charlo now. Of course he wants Charlo. He's not on his game. We're not gonna pretend that the same fighter 2 years ago is gonna be the same fight. You just said it yourself. Fighters get old overnight. You think these people are opportunists? Canelo's an opportunist, and I'm not knocking him.
He's not old enough to get old. He ain't been in wars. He ain't been none of that.
Yeah,
shit.
but look fresh. How he's living, bro. He's been
fresh.
Living fucked up.
Yeah, but like you said, all these fighters been living fucked up. They don't live fucked up. He's still prime. He's still in his prime.
And he could get the fight.
The way he living ain't fucking him up. He ain't blowing up. He ain't 220 pounds.
But the problem
gotta
is
cut down to 168, 175.
The problem is nobody wants to fight, so it's a bad business move.
Nobody wants to get beat. Only person that's willing to get beat is David Benavidez. None of these other fights at 168
and David Morrell.
Morrell ain't ready, man.
Morrell wants David Benavidez. He wants Canelo and David. Nigga,
I'm talking about Canelo. Listen. We're talking about Canelo. David Morrell ain't ready for Canelo.
No, but listen.
You don't know how to win a fight.
Listen. Stop, man. David Morrell is for real. You don't watch David Morrell like I watch him.
Of course I watch David Morrell. Who has he fought?
He's for real, bro.
Who has he fought to prepare him to fight somebody like Canelo? 12-round fight, championship fight, that magnitude, under them lights. Nigga been fighting in Minnesota, bro. Stop that. Take that nigga to Vegas, man, under them big lights, man, all them interviews and all that pressure.
He might get shook up.
Fighting the big, of course, nigga. You got to build up to that. You can't just go from fighting the Joe Smo to fighting the fucking Canelo. There's levels to this shit.
There's a reason why when Berlanga talks, Berlanga was a free agent.
They're talking about trying to make the Berlanga fight versus Canelo. If he
of course
could beat
they
this
are.
McCorley, wash him up.
Of course they are.
To turn around and make
of course
that
they
fight.
are. These are the type of fights that Canelo wants to give us. Fights that we don't give a fuck about.
Stop! Don't talk that because Canelo don't for everybody. So stop that.
You can fight Berlanga, but you don't get to hold on to all the belts and go fight Berlanga, bruh.
Hey, so nigga, tell them niggas to activate their mandatories, bro. It ain't not the Canelo. If they ain't forcing them to drop the belts, he ain't gonna drop the belts if niggas ain't forcing them to. Like,
the public is forcing him to, Carlos.
The public is paying for these fights.
The public is forcing him to.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are, bro. They're letting it known that we do not want to see the Charlo fight.
Don't even know who the fucking number one contenders
man, every questionnaire, everything that you see.
Listen.
All across the board, David Benavidez is the number one pick. They do not want to see Charlo.
Let me tell you this. How did Boots become champion?
He was a mandatory.
And then
the IBF. Listen, if the IBF hold up, let's just keep it a buck.
Then what happened? Tell me, no, let me.
No, the IBF was stripped him because they said, yo, if after the Earl fight, this was predetermined that Boots is our interim champion, and if the Earl fight doesn't happen in said date, you will be stripped if you are not willing to fight Boots.
That was the IBF belt, right?
Correct. The IBF is the only belt.
Does Canelo have the IBF belt?
He does, but they're not due. The WBC is due. And they're log jamming all the other sanctioning bodies.
So next question. How Barrios become WBC champion? at 147 pounds. I wait.
Because Keith Thurman was the mandatory for that position, and Barrios won the interim belt, and the date probably the same thing. Date.
So Canelo got WBC belt too, right?
But you know they're gonna do Canelo. You know they're gonna move Canelo
Okay,
different. They're gonna move Canelo different, and they're gonna move it a black fighter like Crawford.
So next,
right or wrong?
How did Tim Tszyu become
right
champion?
or wrong?
How Tim Tszyu become champion?
Charlo got stripped.
Why?
But you're corroborating my statement, bro.
No, so
they're gonna move different with Canelo, and you know that. David can activate everything. He could activate. He could be the mandatory for all the belts. He could activate all the belts. The IBF will be the only belt that would strip Canelo, bro.
Who's the IBF mandatory?
There is no IBF mandatory due right now for Canelo because the WBC is next. That's how they work. They work retarded. It's one at a time. You're next. David Benavidez has been the mandatory for 2 years. So until that gets satisfied, the other one cannot move forward. Like you said, they're all in cahoots.
That's not true. IBF nigga puts like a 30 or 45 day mandate on the fighters.
Yeah, when their mandatories due. When their mandatories due.
So WBC holding everything up for all of us.
WBC is log jamming everything. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So who's the interim champion WBC?
David Benavidez is the interim champion for the WBC. And remember, there was
when did he activate his mandatory?
Well, Mauricio said by March he's gonna act. He's mandating the fight because it was due.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean some publications that we listened to was trying to make it seem like it was next year that it was, but actually no, it was this year. Because last year they said that by March, if Canelo Alvarez doesn't negotiate with David Benavidez, we're gonna activate the mandatory. We're gonna activate his mandatory position by March. Will they do it? Is yet to be seen.
No, David just went up to 75.
No, but he said he will go to 75 if he cannot get the Canelo fight.
And he didn't.
Canelo hasn't decided who his next opponent is going to be. But why are we going? Why do we have to go through this all the time, though, Los, with this guy, man? Every single competitive fight that he has coming up, we always go through this. When Boo Boo Andre was the only guy out there, and Dave and Charles was the WBC mandatory, right? And that's because he was on the other side, and the PBC was pushing it because they didn't have him in the fold. So now they're trying to force a fight, right? So now they're going through the legal ramifications to get the fight pushed. Now it's a different story when Canelo was signed with the PBC and all the fighters are with the PBC, right? So they have a different stance, right? Because they control the money a little bit, right? So when Canelo was in a position when Andre was the only other person with a belt, and then Charlo was forced in the mandatory position, the only way for you to get out of the Charlo fight was to go fight Andre for undisputed at middleweight. And he didn't want to do it. They elected to create this belt called franchise belt. That's how the franchise belt was created. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah,
These sanctioning bodies are willing to bend and make up rules for Canelo Alvarez.
So what's next for these boys?
David Benavidez is in a lose-lose situation.
What's next for Canelo? Who he fighting?
He can't fight Charlo, man. If that's what they're gonna try to do, that's a poor decision. They can't sell that fight. They stand. Of course, they could probably make 500,000. You know what I'm saying? But if they run that fight, Los, they put themselves in a bad position to lose a lot of money. If he's not gonna fight Benavidez, even though Crawford will be moving up 3 weight classes, that's an appetizing fight because the casuals and a lot of boxing purists, a lot of boxing fans think that Crawford has a chance to knock him off.
Of course, because he's a skills player built.
Skills pay the bills. So even though he be moving up 3 weight classes, I mean, Crawford is training for something heavy right now because he's posting pictures of him looking bulky. He don't look like he's trying to lose weight.
He's in the mix, nigga.
Charlo cannot be in the mix. The fight for Charlo is Caleb Plant.
Facts.
The fight for Charlo is Caleb Plant, and that puts Charlo's name in a better position. That puts Caleb Plant in a better position moving forward.
But you know why they're not putting? You know why they're not putting Caleb Plant against Charlo? Because Caleb Plant would knock off Charlo, and then what you got? Nothing.
No.
So
then
they're
you
trying
got
to
possibly
preserve
a Caleb
Charlo.
Plant rematch later on down the road.
He stopped Caleb, man.
No, but I'm not talking about for the belts, bro. I'm talking about once the belt situation gets settled up and whatever.
And then
that still will be a good that fight could be sold.
Gonna say Caleb ain't gonna get the credit that he deserved for beating the Charlo. So then that fight, Canelo already stopped Caleb. Like he ain't gonna get, you know what I mean?
It doesn't matter. That's a fight.
Hey,
Charlo is not the fight. Charlo ain't the fight. We don't even gotta pretend like this is something that we're not sure about. Charlo's not the fight.
Yeah, I agree. But it is what
He's not the fight.
We'll
Nobody wants
what
that.
happens.
Little Charlo went in there, laid an egg. The bill is gonna be Canelo versus Charlo again. People are gonna see that and then be like, "We just saw that." You know what I mean? He's getting drunk in public, making an embarrassment of himself, calling in the radio station.
Casuals, people ain't seeing that. Nobody's seeing that. Only the hardcore seeing that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Hey, man.
We can't pull for this, bro.
Show y'all appreciation.
No. You ain't running away. You ain't running away yet.
Man. Like,
you ain't running away yet.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Hold on. Let me bring this.
Some love. ESB boys.
No, ESB boys ain't out yet, man. ESB boys ain't out yet, man.
ESB boys here.
Let's stop the
rocking,
cap, man.
Moving
Why
and shaking.
can't we get this fight, Los?
We know why we can't get this fight. We ain't gonna beat the dead drum or whatever the saying is, bro. We know what it is already. Come on, man. Stop with the bullshit.
All right, so look. Hold on, before you go.
We can't force the man to make no fights.
Listen, listen what I'm telling you, and you know what I mean? I listen to a lot of interviews, right? And whenever I hear Berlanga talk about champions, wanting to become a champion, wanting to fight top contenders. Remember when Berlanga was a free agent, PBC gave him an offer. Lucrative offer, right? Same money. Hold up, same money. But David Morrell and David Benavidez was in that contract. He said, "Nah, good."
He wasn't ready for that.
When you hear Mbili talk about fighting and becoming a world champion, Christian Mbili, that African that fights in Canada. That Top Rank had showcase on one of their fights that everyone was talking crazy about, like, whatever. I mean, you could put yourself in position. You're the mandatory. You're the number one. You're the number one contender in 2 sanctioning bodies, WBC and WBA. Oh, but hold up. David is the interim for the WBC. David Morrell is holding the WBA regular title. So logically, you'd have to go through him first, right? Niggas ain't mentioning these dudes' names, bruh.
Come on, cause niggas gotta earn their keep, bro. Come on, man.
Why can't we get this fight right now, Los?
They're taking an escalator.
Why can't we get this fight right here?
We can.
Why can't we get David Morrell versus David Pacheco? Diego Pacheco. Why can't we get this fight right now? They're only separated by a couple of years, bruh.
Ask your boy Al Heyman.
No. You're not gonna do that.
Ask your boy Al Heyman.
You think Al Heyman wouldn't let David Morrell fight Diego Pacheco?
Fuck no.
You're crazy, bruh.
Fuck no.
So
let me ask you this.
Who you got in that fight?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this:
Who you got in that fight?
Do you think Eddie Hearn and let Pacheco go fight Pacheco?
No,
You fucking
no,
crazy.
because Eddie Hearn says it. Hey,
You crazy.
nobody wants to fight David Morrell. Truth be told, nobody wants to fight David
Pacheco
Morrell.
go fight him. Benavidez Senior ain't ducking no smoke. And that boy been sparring.
So you
David
think
for
if
years.
Al offered,
Pacheco
okay,
been
so
sparring David for
okay, you
years.
want to fight Eddie? You want to fight Tank? With you want Conor Ben to fight Tank? Okay, let's do a co-promotion.
Exactly.
But on that co-promotion, the co-main, I want David Morrell versus Diego Pacheco. You think Eddie's pulling that?
Yes, man. Only promoter
You're
not putting their fighters in there.
bruh.
Only promoter not putting their fighters in there when niggas is out here.
You're
Stop the
so
bullshit.
cat, bruh.
All these other niggas is putting their niggas in that fight. Eddie Hearn don't give a damn about no fucking Pacheco. He love him, but he'll put him in there. He don't care.
That's cap.
No, you're cat.
I don't think so. I strongly disagree with you because all these dudes talk
Proof's in the
about
pudding.
is weighing out.
Proof's in the pudding. Proof's in the pudding. That boy served up all his fighters to the top guys. Name a fighter he hasn't served.
All right, we're gonna build. We're gonna put this
up.
out in the atmosphere, man.
Eddie Hearn has got.
We want David Morrell versus Diego Pacheco for the WBO crown. For the WBA crown.
Answer that.
What?
Has Eddie Hearn not put in all his top fighters in big fights and they all got beat?
He sent a lot of dudes here, there, and everywhere,
And they got beat.
and they've gotten knocked off.
Okay. So what are you talking about? And his UK fighters, not American fighters. And who is he loyal to? He's more loyal to his UK fighters than his American fighters. So if he'll serve up as a UK fighter, what the fuck you think he'll do with his
Yeah,
American
but he's putting.
fighters,
But
man?
the UK, they're in position for world title fights. They have to go fight.
Of course, it's gonna be, but he served them up. He's not holding them back.
But
Nigga, Al
you
Heyman
think
got
he would
plenty of
serve?
fighters.
You think he would
with
serve up one of his
title
youngest?
fights, man. He don't put
Hold
them
up.
there.
You know he's struggling. He's struggling to maintain his position in the U.S. market. This is one of his prized possessions right now. Is Diego Pacheco? You
He's
think
not
he would send
struggling.
Diego Pacheco to go fight David Morrell?
Not struggling. What you talking about? He's doing good in the U.S. and it's only building. And when these fighters, all these PBC fighters leave, where you think they going? Because Top Rank ain't cutting no checks. Top Rank only want young fighters. Top Rank built from the ground up. They ain't signing no experienced fighters. Only person signing experienced fighters is Matchroom. Top Rank built their fighters from the mud. Top Rank ain't throwing none of these fighters no bread. Crazy. You don't hear Top Rank signing nobody.
When I say struggling, I don't mean struggling in terms of financial success, because clearly he has a little buzz with a fight that's coming on. This fight right here is coming on tomorrow, and Top Rank has a fight going on in Japan. I mean, it's in Japan. It's coming on at 4 p.m, but Matchroom has this fight going on, and people are a little bit buzzed about it. No one's really talking about it, but it's getting some traction. But people don't care when they put on fights like this. That are straight. The entire card is mismatched.
That's fine. They building their fighters up, bro. It's like they fight every card. Don't got to be a mega card, bro.
No, we're not saying it got to be a mega card. We're not
build their fighters up, bro.
But when I say struggling, I mean struggling in terms of talent. Dudes that you know would run the board on other dudes, right?
Exactly, because PBC got a majority of the talent. They ain't putting these niggas in no fights. But don't worry, stay tuned. Because 2024, 2025, all that talent is going to disperse, and it's going to, there's going to be more fights to make.
But that's
they're going
what
to need
you're
a
hoping.
home. And that's what I know, man. You seen it. Elvis Rodriguez. Fucking Sabril Matias. And more about to come. We just ain't heard about them yet. But you're going to see more and more PBC talent signing on other places and getting fights.
I disagree.
Luis Ortiz fighting on the undercard on Top Rank. Right? So you about to see it.
Yeah, I mean, they've completely left the heavyweight division, though.
But you're going to see. As the year goes on, you're gonna see former PBC fighters fighting on other fights on other
Yeah,
cards.
but just like you
Not
see
PBC.
former top ranked fighters fighting on PBC.
Who?
Elvin Rodriguez, Sabril Matias. What are you talking
Bro,
about?
they signed new deals to the PBC, bro. What are you
Yeah, and just
talking
like they
about?
signed new deals with Matchroom. What are you talking about?
No, they're not signing new deals. They're going over there to get fights to get beat. Facts.
Hold up. What you're
Sabrill's
saying
still
makes
in
no
his
sense.
prime. Sabrill's still in his prime. He started with Top Rank, moved to PBC. PBC ain't do nothing with him. Got a belt.
PBC
Now
didn't do
he's over
nothing
there
with him.
Top
PBC
Rank.
didn't make him a world champion and put him in competitive fights against undefeated contenders that were in the mandatory position.
So why
They
they
didn't do nothing with
re-sign
him.
him?
Built his name
Why they
up.
re-sign him? So why they re-sign him?
He wanted to be. Well, they offered him Gary Antoine Russell.
No, he didn't.
You tell me. You gonna fight Gary Antoine Russell? Or you gonna fight a bum in Puerto
They
Rico?
try to
You
serve,
tell
they
me.
try to serve him up to
No,
welterweight.
that's not true. You know it's not
Gonna be-
true. Don't
I
even
know.
say that because it's not
You
true,
know.
and that shit's been debunked.
Nah, it ain't.
They offered him Gary Antoine Russell and Elvin Rodriguez at a time, and he said no.
How you offer him Elvin Rodriguez when Elvin Rodriguez didn't even sign?
Yeah, but they couldn't get him a fight, so they say, okay, go ahead. You want to make moves? Go ahead, make moves. They're not holding nobody. They're not holding. They're only holding on to the people that they got plans for.
Which is like 5 niggas.
Okay, but you say they got all the fighters, but they only got 5 fighters.
Yeah, 200 fights with 14 cards.
Okay,
200 fighters, 14 cards. You do the math.
you
How many
gonna
niggas? How many cards you got to put on? They got to put on UFC cards in order to get all them niggas fights. They're gonna have 12, 13 fight cards to get all their fighters cards. Dates.
okay.
They doing that? They doing that?
But I'm saying though, it's clear that you want this.
I want fighters to fight. Yeah,
No, I want
that.
fighters to fight too.
Think about
but
that. Think
things
about
take
that. Look at the
time.
card you just named.
No, no,
Think
but
about the
it's,
card you made your name, right? The PBC card. You got Arizona London fighting on that card. You don't think they could have put another fighter on that card instead of Arizona London, who done had his time?
what do you mean? But he's a champion.
I don't give a fuck.
No,
You got
but
other niggas that could be fighting.
yeah, but
already got-
why
you
not
already
put
got
Arizona
two-
Lara
you
on the
already got
card
two
though?
chips.
That
You
is
already
what you're
got
saying
two
makes no
championship
sense. He's a
fights.
champion.
Cuz you could put another youngin on that card. You could put Gary Antoine Russell on that card. You could put many fighters on that card.
Yeah, but there's
Nigga
other
that need
cards,
fights.
bruh. We know that there's a Canelo card, right? We also know that there's gonna be a Tank card. We don't even know the undercard on those cards. We don't know who the fighters are gonna be on the undercard. There's potentially a second deal coming down the pipe.
Oh, here you go.
So they're gonna but I'm saying though, did you listen to the podcast I sent you?
No.
Okay, but what I'm saying is there is some more clarity coming forward. If
I
you
will say
think
that for another day.
no, if you think that the PBC and Al Heyman is just gonna sit behind 14 fight cards on Amazon Prime and that's gonna be their bread and butter, you're crazy. If you think they're not beating down the drum to try to get another contract done,
Bro,
just let's keep it real, man.
I'm not crazy, bro. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. How many fight cards they put on last year?
I don't know what the amount that they put on.
Yeah,
You're the one that
you do. I
researched it, so
told you.
tell me.
Yeah, it was like 15. How many they put on the year before that? Give or take another 15. That's their number. You know what I mean? They're not putting on 30, 40 fight cards like they were in 2015, 2016, 2017. You know what I mean? Last 3 years has been in the teens. So this 14 date deal on Prime is right up their alley. That's what they've been doing for the last 2-3 years. So they got to show me. They got to show me.
And
But
they
the
are
last
gonna
few
show you.
years, that's what they've been doing.
And they are gonna show you.
15, bro. Little more, little less than 15 cards a year. But yo, y'all niggas, me people, mi gente, like, follow, subscribe, man. We here for you, man. Jump in the comment section. You know what I mean? We let it go back and forth with y'all. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Holla at us, man. We here, man. ESB boys, man. Back at you. You know what I mean?
Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez, the biggest fight in the sport. Let's make it happen. Let's not pussyfoot around. Let's not pretend that we want to see anything else. Jaime Munguia could fight fucking Charlo. Charlo could fight Caleb Plant. Jaime Munguia could fight Berlanga. Berlanga could fight Christian Mbili. Diego Pacheco could fight Morrell. Morrell could fight Mbili. But the fight we want to see is Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. Let's stop the cap. Let's stop hiding. Let's stop pretending. And let's stop being suckers about this shit. This is the fight. Win, lose, or draw, or drop the belts. So that the division can move forward and people could create legacy for themselves. So that when they fight other fighters and when they fight other big fights, people are saying, oh, they just fought that person. No, they fought a world champion because the belt was available. All these David Benavidez could knock off every single person in existence at 168 and not get no credit because none of them shits is going to be for a world title, the real world title belt, because Canelo Alvarez is holding it hostage. Let's go, man.
Let's go.
Eminent Sports Broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen, we out.
Back at y'all.